Welcome to the Orchid Advisors Compliance Training Series, Federal License Control, Obtaining a Federal Firearms License, FFL. In order for an organization to operate legally in the firearms industry, that organization, whether it is a manufacturer or seller of firearms, must be licensed. The license required for each organization is referred to as a Federal Firearms License and is granted and administered by the ATF. Once granted, the FFL is valid for a period of 3 years and expires on the first of the month following that 3-year term. The process for obtaining a federal firearms license is described in detail on the ATF website and as follows. Complete the application and then mail it to the ATF address listed on the FFL application form, ATF Form 7. The application must be accompanied by the proper fee and any required documentation, such as fingerprint cards, photos, a list of responsible persons, and a completed certification of compliance, ATF Form 5330.20. The Federal Firearms Licensing Center will review the submitted application and conduct an electronic background check on all persons identified on the application. According to the ATF, responsible person is defined as a sole proprietor, partner, or anyone having the power to direct the management, policies, and practices of the business as it pertains to firearms or explosives. Changes to the list of responsible persons should be sent to the ATF within 30 days of the change. The FFLC will then send the applications for new licenses to the area's designated ATF field office. The field office supervisor issues an assignment to an Industry Operations Investigator, IOI, who conducts an in-person interview with the applicant. The IOI will review the application and discuss federal, state, and local requirements with the applicant to ensure the information is correct and current, and that the applicant understands the legal requirements. The IOI will then prepare a report of his or her interview, the inspection, and make a recommendation to either issue the license or deny the application. The process to obtain a license takes approximately 60 days, and best practice is to post the FFL in the main lobby or other public location of the physical entity. The FFL designation is composed of a 15-character string, such as the following example. Each of the FFL characters represents the following: Region 7, District 02, County 011, Type 07, Expiration Date 1B, Sequence 01644. There are different kinds of license types. The type, for example 06 or 07, of FFL that an organization registers for depends on the nature of the business. All available FFL types are listed on the application Form 7 and are as follows. Type 1 and 2, a dealer, including a pawnbroker, in firearms other than destructive devices. This includes rifles, shotguns, pistols, revolvers, gunsmith activities, and National Firearms Act weapons. Type 6, a manufacturer of ammunition for firearms other than ammunition for destructive devices or armor-piercing ammunition. Type 7, a manufacturer of firearms other than destructive devices. Type 8, an importer of firearms other than destructive devices or ammunition for firearms other than destructive devices, or ammunition other than armor-piercing ammunition. Type 9, a dealer in destructive devices. Type 10, a manufacturer of destructive devices, ammunition for destructive devices, or armor-piercing ammunition. And Type 11, importer of destructive devices, ammunition for destructive devices, or armor-piercing ammunition. For license expiration dates, there are 2 digits that create the month and year in the FFL number. For example, 1D would be equivalent to 2011 April. The code for each month is as follows: A equals January, B February, C March, D April, and so forth. Prior to expiration, each FFL licensee must submit an application for renewal. If the renewal is not processed by the expiration date, the ATF may send a letter of authorization, LOA, extending the valid date by a 6-month period. It is also possible that the lack of timely renewal will require a new application. FFL license holders must inform the ATF within 30 days of closing a business entity and must turn over all records to the ATF's Out of Business or OOB Center within 30 days thereafter. The ATF will provide specific instructions for the format and method for submitting such records. At a minimum, the ATF will require submission of the following records: records of manufacture, records of import, Book of Acquisition and Disposition, and official transfer forms, Form 4473, and multiple sales records, amongst others. Thank you for watching this segment of our video training series. Viewers are encouraged to seek professional advice prior to assessment, implementation, or execution.